Hello and welcome back to the Space Jam Continuum, the show where we try to make a cohesive cinematic universe out of something that was never meant to be one. I'm Chris McLennan.
I'm Carl Noble.
And, we're back in England.
We are back in England. It's nice. Foggy.
Yeah.
It's foggy this morning.
It was foggy this morning.
I know. I was impressed.
Yeah, it's pretty spooky around this Halloween time.
Yeah, it's good. I liked it because it was nice and fresh as well, nice and cold.
Yeah, Cal doesn't like it warm.
I do not like the warmth.
He's a winterman.
Oh, I like it. Winterman.
A winterman.
It could be my last name.
Cal Winterman.
Makes me sound cool. Like I'm, some sort of like guy from a western.
Yeah, he could be. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
We'll work on that.
Yeah, we will.
So before we went away, what was the last thing we saw? It was Bugs, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, Bugs. Yeah. Bugs just
is here.
Burst into our life.
The hero we deserve.
Yeah, fully formed and ready to go.
It's good because Porky was floundering a bit. His situation was fluid.
Yeah, I mean it's been a lot of pressure on him because he's been carrying the whole thing pretty full on for the last few years.
Yeah, and it was clearly getting to him.
Yeah. He's had some life issues. He's had some real family problems.
He seems to just be settling in again.
Yeah,
it'll be interested to see how the introduction of Bugs affects him because he's just getting back into the swing of things.
Yeah,
and then who's this fella? What's he about?
He's going to be interesting. I wonder whether or not, they sit down at any point and have a little chat and just kind of, make sure that they're both on the same level and they're both happy with where they are, whether or not there's going to be some level of animosity between them.
I mean, we don't even know how long it is before they first meet, really.
That's a good point.
Tune-wise. I mean, presumably they might bump into each other when we're not watching, but...
It could happen. But I imagine that's the sort of thing that would attract the portal.
Yeah.
So I'm inclined to think that, the first time they meet on screen, it's probably going to be the first time because we talked about this last time about things that
the portal
make the portal, that draw the portal, like gravity.
Yeah, at some point we want to start looking into what that entity is, what monstrous sentience governs the portal.
Oh. God. Omicron. Oh.
Do you want something easier for now?
A little bit. I mean, we've had a fun time while we've been away. I'm feeling a little bit cloudy headed because I'm a little bit ill today. I need a nice, I need just some easy stuff to bring me in again.
Okay, well, let's do something we're all used to now. Like I'm going to point out an interesting development across the next two episodes.
Okay,
because the next episode is called Patient Porky.
Right.
But then the episode after that is called Calling Dr. Porky. So he's...
Do you reckon he out-doctors the doctor in this, cures himself, and then just takes the doctor's job?
I was wondering the same thing. Because, I understand they've got a system for doling out jobs, but I do think there are some careers which should be maybe governed by a different system.
So, you're obviously thinking doctor is one of them.
I'm thinking doctor is one of them, yeah.
Anything else?
I know, I'm sure we'll come across them.
Maybe judge. I'm thinking, like judge isn't something you should just be able to wander into. I'll judge them better than you did. I'll get your job, innit?
Yeah, that's how we get into a bit of a pickle.
Yeah.
Legally.
Okay, so doctor, judge.
So let's see how Patient Porky goes from Patient Porky to Dr. Porky in the space of one episode.
Okay.
We're watching Patient Porky, August 24th, 1940. Get involved.
Don't really know what to make of that.
Porky should not go to hospital.
No, he shouldn't.
That's what I make of it.
It's really
Last
bad for
time
him.
he went there, Daffy tried to do him in.
Yeah.
Now he's there. Some cat. Dr. Chilled Air.
But he was a patient, we assume, or he was just...
Or he's just having a kip.
Yeah, he's just lying down having a cat nap.
But, I don't know about that. So Porky goes to hospital with
birthday cake.
He's eating an entire intact birthday cake with the candles lit.
Yeah.
That's his medical condition.
Yeah.
He goes in there. He says, "Is there a doctor in the house?" The cat leaps out of a bed.
Yeah.
Says, "Yeah, I'm a doctor." Bungs Porky in a bed. Wheels him off to surgery, which he appears to intend to do with swords.
Yeah, and a saw.
And a saw. But yeah, I mean, I really don't know what to make of it at all.
Oh,
like at the start, it said based on a book.
Yeah.
It said the pains came.
Yeah.
And that's just the rains came, and it's nothing like the rains came.
No, I mean, so
different.
loosely based on it, in the fact that there is
they punned
things.
on a name,
yeah,
and that was it.
And things exist,
and the things exist. Yeah, it's set in the same world as the rains came.
Yeah, and that is very loosely based. Then, very very loosely. Yeah, I mean, what I did find interesting is, you know, if it was just like an acted out thing, and it was just actually them doing an adaptation, whether or not some of the things still hold true. So, the hospital he was in, each floor seemed to be, you know, alphabetical.
Yeah.
So,
which is,
you know,
no way to organise a hospital.
No, it's not really, is it? So
you're going to have doctors
floor
of
one,
certain
you've got your
specialisations running up and down the whole time.
It's just going to cause absolute chaos. So I'm wondering whether or not that's just that one hospital, or whether or not all hospitals are run that
Maybe
way.
they're just trying some stuff out.
You know, and it's like a little practice. Like
yeah, maybe when they built the hospital, the Sandy Cement decided to commission 9 hospitals, all of which would be run in
slightly differently,
completely different ways, and we'll see.
And
which...
one of them was, we're going to do it all in alphabetical. Each floor is going to be a different letter.
Yeah, and the patients will be the doctors.
Yeah.
That's the two things. That hospital was doing.
Right, okay.
That's the two parameters they were given.
I mean, it seemed to be going all right.
Did it?
Well, I mean, not for Porky, but everyone else seemed to. I mean, you had the hippo who swallowed the piano. You had the owl who lost his voice because he didn't give a hoot.
Yeah, owls are becoming prominent.
The owls are becoming prominent.
There's owls everywhere now.
Yeah. I mean, because he couldn't give a hoot, I didn't, you know, get as attached to him as I did with the ones from, you know, the old mouse episodes.
Yeah, because he didn't go, hoot.
Yeah, exactly.
So then that's what you're about.
Yeah, I was, hoot.
It's what you like in an owl.
I'm digging it.
Yeah.
It's cool. But yeah, it felt very short. It felt very rushed, that episode, because the first half of the episode just seemed to be...
It didn't really do much.
A lot.
It was another one of these episodes where it's just like a series of individual gags, and then the story's like the last 2 minutes, and story's a strong word.
Yeah,
it didn't explain how Porky's going to get to Dr. Porky.
Well, maybe he's just going to be a patient in that hospital and become a doctor that way.
Yeah, well, I guess so. Maybe if that's the way maybe he's just still a patient in the hospital, and that's what they do.
Because he ran away from the cat, ran home, and then the cat followed him, and was about to saw open his stomach, and Porky just wasn't moving. I'm thinking, is this a fake Porky? You know, is he like an inflatable one or something like that? But he had a little sticker on his belly that said, "Do not open till Xmas." So the cat gets into bed and goes, "All right, I'll wait." I mean, I don't know what point were we on? Like August?
It's September, I think.
September, is it?
No, it's August.
August, yeah. So he's going to be with Porky for a while.
So you reckon he's staying with Porky? For the duration.
I reckon Porky's either found a way to get rid of him, or that cat's now a Ruby.
Right. Okay.
I don't think we're going to see him again, but
one way or the other. Well, we know. Well, we think we know what Porky is capable of.
Yeah.
If it comes to it.
If it gets to the crunch, Porky will sort this out.
There was one other bit. So there was a bit where the owl doctor, does an X-ray of someone's broken leg, and he says the bones are beginning to knit.
And they were.
And they were physically knitting.
Yeah, a jumper.
A jumper.
Not another bone.
At that point, you're dealing with sentient bones as part of you.
Yeah.
So, are these toons just a loose collection of sentient bits? Like a Megazord?
Yeah, I don't know, because the thing is that obviously the bone breaking would put the bone under stress, so, you know, then it could...
Oh, you reckon it only happens when the bone breaks?
Yeah. So then once it's knitted itself back together, I mean, I don't know why it was knitting a jumper, but maybe at some point it was like a side project it was doing.
Maybe it wanted to learn to knit before it started knitting itself.
Yeah. Yeah, either that or maybe their X-ray machine isn't really an X-ray machine, and it just gives a loose representation. Yeah, a loose representation of what is going on. Because when the cat put the X-ray machine in front of Porky, you saw the birthday cake.
It didn't show it in his stomach.
Yeah, like it was in his rib cage. He had like a little ticking heart, like on a string,
like a pendulum.
Yeah, and a clock. And then the cat blew out the candles. Now, I've got a decent understanding of how X-rays work, and an X-ray machine doesn't allow you to interact with the things.
Yeah,
in that manner.
Well, we'll have to look into that as well then.
So yeah, I mean, maybe the next episode will explain more, because maybe he's back in that hospital. Maybe it's a different hospital.
Well, let's find out. Let's go and watch Calling Dr. Porky from September 21st, 1940. He's had a productive month.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of letters after his name now.
He has got a lot of letters, but
some of them were RSVP, but a lot of them were...
But does he have those letters anywhere? I mean, we haven't really seen it.
You think he had those qualifications the whole time?
I mean, maybe some of them. I mean, if it's that easy to get jobs, then, I imagine you probably get the letters.
But that's why I was alarmed to see the letters at all.
Yeah.
Because...
You think they probably just don't need the qualifications?
You don't need them. You just...
But there again, I mean, if you're putting a sign up on a door, put whatever bloody letters you want on it at all. I could put letters on a door.
Letters on a door.
I put letters on a door next to my name if I wanted to.
So you think Porky's gone full fraudster?
It's not the first time we've seen him, do some despicable acts.
Yeah.
And pretending to be a doctor is not, it's not the worst thing he's done.
Yeah, I mean, I feel worse about it if he hadn't, so far as I can remember, administered the only actual medical attention we've seen anyone in a hospital thus far administer.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, at first I thought that the guy that came in, I was like, oh, he's drunk. That's what the pink elephants are for.
But yeah.
And then, he got the medicine after he was tormented, because, being drunk looked like it sucked. But he had the medicine and was better. Then he went outside and he saw the elephants again. He didn't have a drink. So I'm thinking he wasn't drunk. I'm thinking he's plagued by small pink elephants who are just horrible.
They sort of look like ghosts.
Yeah. So I don't think he was drunk at all. I just think he's got some... Because Porky couldn't see them. So I'm thinking he's got some, mental issue that is making him see these pink elephants, and it's causing him problems. And
either that
little tonic wasn't enough.
Or, those pink elephants exist.
And they're tormenting him.
Yeah.
Specifically. Potentially, yeah. So, no amount of medicine's going to work.
We've seen ghosts. We know ghosts are in.
Yeah. So maybe Porky didn't administer the only bit of medicine we've seen.
Well, maybe the guy definitely sobered up.
Yeah.
So I don't think the guy wasn't drunk. It's just that's not why the pink elephants were there.
He could have just given him Fanta. Because I mean, that is a hell of a cure. Oh, you are absolutely ratted. Here you go, take this one drink.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Sorted.
That's the thing that can happen in the Toon world then. Yeah. They've just got a cure for drunk.
Yeah. Well, it seems reasonable if you're going to get plagued by pink elephants.
Yeah, you'd be more on it.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing you should probably make a priority. Because I reckon the doctors in our world could probably sort something like that out. There's just, no major reason to. People get better on their own from drunk.
Yeah, be a waste of resources. But we know that's not a problem here.
Yeah.
Because of the...
Whereas they're plagued by pink elephants.
Monkey government.
Yeah. So, yeah, we didn't really learn a lot from that.
No, but...
Different hospital, though.
It was a different hospital.
And they keep some patients in drawers.
Yeah. At least one.
Yeah.
Like, they just index them.
Yeah. That was weird.
They reference Dr. Kildare. So it's the same... They're talking about the same film as last time.
Yeah, same idea.
So, it's definitely just because that film just came out.
Yeah, I think so.
They're going, let's give them something to latch onto.
Yeah, let's make a pun of that.
But yeah, I didn't answer very much. I'm hoping it goes well for him.
Yeah. But the thing is, like getting back to him having letters after his name and stuff like that, Daffy was a surgeon.
Yeah, did he have letters?
Well, I mean, we never saw his door or his business card.
Because that's like, if you see you could see someone is a surgeon, but they don't have the letters on their door. At least you go, well, I know how he got here, and it was because he slightly out-surgeoned somebody briefly once.
How do you slightly out-surgeon somebody?
I don't know.
That's interesting.
I don't know. How did Daffy get there? Was he just there?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Like, because there was another duck there, wasn't there? So maybe it was like family connections. You just thought, I'll get my nephew in.
Nepotism.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how he got those letters. I'd like to think he's just had them from all of his many travels.
He's just always had them.
Yeah, he's done a lot.
He's been out.
Or maybe that's just his name.
Porky, Pig, MD, MDC, whatever, PhD,
Yeah.
RSVP.
Yeah, maybe that's just his name.
Maybe. That seems unlikely.
I mean, it does seem unlikely, but...
I mean, I reckon he's actually just had the qualifications this whole time.
We just haven't... He's just, not taken up the position.
He finished medical school, and then he went home.
I'm going home. I can't afford it. Can't afford to be a doctor.
It's not really how it works.
I know.
I know, maybe it is in this system, with the 9 hospital system.
Yeah, you have to pay to be there.
That would be confusing.
Yeah, or at least pay like some sort of like entry fee, and then after that you can,
you're working on commission.
Yeah. So
you pay for a post.
Yeah, you pay for a chair.
Yeah,
and that's like barbers do in like freelance barbers.
Yeah, I can roll with that. Maybe that's just how that hospital's being run.
Yeah. So if he got a job at the other hospital, but then he would just be a patient, he's like, I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, he tried that.
Yeah, it didn't work.
He nearly got cut up with swords.
Yeah. And yeah, that's true. So yeah, maybe this hospital you have to pay for a
We
chair.
didn't get any insight as to whether that cat's still living in his house.
No.
Waiting
until Christmas.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, I suppose we'll find out like when it gets near to Christmas if there's a Porky and so December 21st. There's a
don't know. That doesn't sound like it's going to be.
What about after? What about
What if we just don't see Porky?
Yeah, I'm thinking like we don't see Porky for a bit, and he has been cut up, and we're just waiting for him to get better.
Well, let's take a break from Porky
Alright.
and rejoin those 2 curious puppies.
Oh.
See what they're poking about this time.
I missed these guys.
Well, yeah, because the last one only had one of them in.
It is. I wonder if this one's got both of them in.
Let's see if they're together again.
Yeah.
We're watching Stage Fright from September 28th, 1940. Together again.
Oh, I forgot how much I miss them together. They're quite cute together, aren't they?
They're good. They're a good bunch. They're good lads.
Yeah, I like them.
Good boys.
Considering like they don't talk. They're not like sentient in that way.
They're just wandering about.
Yeah, just doing a bit, getting themselves into some mischief.
They'll be doing something dog-like. They'll get into a pickle.
It was quite good. I was expecting more magic in this one.
Yeah, it really set up like it was going to be a magic show, and then it was like.
Because basically, like they're fighting over a bone, aren't they? And they get backstage, and it seems to be a magic show. But I'm thinking maybe not a magic show because
I think it was like a
high wire.
circus.
Yeah, so but I was expecting
magic was part of it.
I was expecting a bit of magic because the top hat.
Yeah, which a bird lived in.
The really really angry problem solving bird.
Well, you say he was angry, but like if someone kicked over your house 4 times in whatever the cartoon that 8 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody kicked over my house once, I'd probably be quite annoyed.
Exactly. And to him, it happened 4 times in 8 minutes. It was a wreck.
It did. And in all fairness, he never got violent.
That's true.
Like he fronted up to one of the dogs.
Yeah, he was
right up to him.
Bolshy.
Yeah. He's big wide stance. But then in the end, he solved their problem.
Yeah, so they're chasing a bone. They're sort of fighting over it, but maybe just sort of competing for it. They get into various pickles. Nearly all of them involve this poor bird's top hat house getting wrecked. In the end, the bird snaps the bone, shoves a bit of it in each of their gobs, goes back into his now wrecked hat.
But there is another character we haven't mentioned.
There is.
And it's the seal.
There's the seal.
Yeah.
In the tank on the stage, there's a seal. Doesn't take kindly to the dogs, even though they've done nothing to him.
No. Like one of them ends up in the tank and swimming about, but
yeah, but he's persecuting them.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah.
He's making sure they have a terrible time.
Yeah, he's actively having fun by making sure they're miserable.
Yeah, I understand it with the bird, because, they've wronged him.
Yeah, well, they've kicked over his house.
Yeah. But the seal, I think, is exhibiting just some of the racism we saw in that one where... I don't know, there was a walrus. He was racist against a dog.
Yeah.
In a big way. I can't remember who the dog was.
I don't think it was any particular... I think it was just a dog.
It was a dog of Porky's, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Who came to work at a factory or something. A mechanics sort of place.
Yes.
A tyre factory. It was a tyre factory.
That was it. The old tyre factory.
But yeah, the walrus there, he didn't like dogs.
No.
And this seal, it doesn't like dogs.
Yeah, so, I mean, it could just be that it's all, like, aquatic mammals don't like dogs, but I think that's unlikely. I think it's more going to be, ones that identify themselves as sea dogs. Seals, baby seals, pups.
Sea dogs like pirates.
I mean, maybe they don't like dogs either. But I'm thinking, like seals, that like baby seals are called pups. So I'm thinking, they're going, we're just like dogs, but...
Maybe they
in the sea.
Yeah, but also dogs have been in a pretty prominent position in the society.
Mm.
Seals and walruses, they've cropped up occasionally, but not so much. It's a performing seal.
Yeah.
The walrus works at the tyre factory. There's one walrus we've seen who's in a reasonably high up job because he ran the club there.
You did.
Where Porky made a racist fool of himself.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I'm wondering if maybe the aquatic mammals resent the success of dogs.
Potentially, because the thing is, it's got to be harder for them to make a success out of themselves, like outside of the water environment.
I think dogs should check their privilege.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, but yeah, it seems pretty much a constant so far.
Yeah,
that walruses and now seals, they don't take kindly to dogs.
No, they don't. Like he was acting. I mean, it could have just been him. We haven't got really much else to base it on other than that one seal we've seen.
Well, one seal, one walrus, and another walrus who definitely didn't hire any dogs.
No, he wasn't a fan. But other than that, I don't really think I had much to take away from that. Apart from I just liked the episode.
Yeah, the Curious Puppies ones, because they're not super sentient.
Yeah.
Toons, their episodes, they sort of give us a bit of insight into what being the other side must be like for a toon.
Yeah.
Because the only one I would say was probably super sentient in that instance was the bird.
The bird. Yeah, the bird was the only one that seemed kind of, fully aware of himself.
So it's giving us an insight into a different society.
Yeah.
But a society that, unfortunately, we have quite a barrier to interpreting.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's really difficult.
Much like us trying to just interpret the actions of animals in our world.
Yeah, and look how much we messed that up.
Pretty bad.
Oh, look, the dog's smiling. It's happy. No, it's not. It's angry. It's miserable. It's stressed out. Dogs don't smile. They don't.
It's just not what's going on.
It's not their bag. It's not what they do.
Anyway, do you know what that sound is?
Oh, right, yeah. That I believe is the Porky piggy bank.
That is the sound of me shaking.
The Porky piggy bank.
Porky piggy bank.
Yeah.
Quiet, innit?
It's real quiet.
It's really quiet.
Is that potentially because it's empty?
It's not a great piggy bank right now. I think we might have to go a begging.
All right, that sounds like a plan. Let's do that. Let's shake it a bit more.
That's it. That's me shaking it.
Nailed it.
Okay, so this is the bit of the show that we don't like doing very much, but we're going to do it anyway.
It's not our favourite bit, but it needs to be done.
The other bit's watching cartoons and drinking tea. So
easy. I mean, we can still drink tea now, but really we need that Porky piggy bank to make a bit more noise. Yeah, because it's just depressing.
Tea costs money.
Your tea does cost money. When you shake that bank down at your local shop, they're not impressed.
They're not impressed.
You have to find another method of payment.
Yeah. So basically, we make the show for free, and it will continue to be available for free. Don't worry about that.
It's not going to change.
But we are part of a podcast network called Kaiju FM, which has a bunch of other great shows on it. And we have set up a Patreon to try and help us just deal with hosting costs and the like. But there's a few sort of things we'd like to do if we can get enough of that sweet dollar rolling in. We'd like to do a YouTube channel with some bits on it. We'd like to do a D&D series.
Oh, the D&D one, I'm really excited for that.
So yeah, I mean, if you're interested in supporting the show, please go over to kaiju.fm and click support us. That'll take you to the Patreon page and have a read, because even like $1 a month would be a massive help.
It is surprising how much of a difference like that small amount of money can make.
Because we know there's quite a lot of you listen to the show, and just if even a percentage of you chuck $1 out in a month, that helps us out in a big way.
It definitely adds up.
You already get access if you donate to a patron-only podcast about kaiju films, hosted by Rob, who runs the network. We've got a bunch more shows coming up in the new year, launching then, so keep your eyes peeled. But if you can find any dollar to support us, that's lovely. If you can't, or just don't want to, that's fine.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We're still going to be here doing our thing.
We'll still be here. We'll still be doing our thing. Yeah. If you could leave us ratings or reviews on iTunes, that also helps us out in a big way.
Massively. Gets the word
just
out,
the visibility of the podcast.
Yeah.
So if you enjoy the show and can't afford to donate, please go and leave us a review on
Spread the word.
On iTunes. And otherwise, just spread the good word.
Spread the word.
Tell 2 friends.
Yeah, tell 2 friends. Tell 10 friends.
Yeah.
Tell all your friends.
Just tell everyone.
Everyone.
Just tell everyone to listen to us talk about cartoons.
Yeah, it's good.
Cheers. Right, that's the hard bit done.
Yeah, we best put our piggy bank back on the shelf.
Yeah, pop on the shelf before our good pink boy sees it in this next episode.
Wow.
So, I mean, he's done a lot of jumping about. He went from patient Porky to Doctor Porky. Now he's prehistoric Porky.
Wow.
I wonder if we're looking at a different Porky here. Maybe we're going to see some of the evolution of...
Were you thinking this is like... The portal's open like back in time, we're looking at like...
I hope so, because we've had some questions about dinosaurs and shit already, like... Because we had that dinosaur who was definitely around the modern era. Was an actor.
Yeah. I mean, that is definitely true.
So, there's definitely some stuff to look at. So keep your eyes peeled as we watch Prehistoric Porky, October 12th, 1940. He never learns.
But
so
I mean, like, when you say he never learns,
well, he never learned.
Exactly. Well, his ancestors have never learned.
So this episode was set 1 billion trillion BC.
Yeah.
Now that's a really long time ago.
It does mean that they have Christ.
It had mammals. It had dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Now, the
Android
dinosaurs
signs.
in our world died out around 65 million years ago.
As far as we know, yeah.
The end of the Cretaceous period. Now, to my knowledge, I don't think the Triassic period went as far back as 1 billion trillion years ago.
Well, no, because
that's madness.
Yeah. I mean,
the question is...
The universe isn't
exactly
that old, so maybe their universe has just been around for longer.
Yeah.
Or
that's what I'm thinking.
they've miscalculated it.
Now, it would go some way as to explaining the slow aging we have seen, maybe. Which has made it consistently difficult to work out how old Porky is.
Yeah.
And also some of the practices age-wise, like, when he was sitting on that mustachioed dog's knee.
Yeah.
But he's definitely in his 30s or whatever.
That's just what he's about.
But it does also suggest to me that we are not dealing with Porky the Third and Porky the Fourth.
No. Maybe like, 4 million and fourth.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That seems really low.
So, but I mean, it all really
billion,
depends.
trillion years.
Yeah, but I mean, not all of them have been called Porky. Like as we discussed, the Porky, it's a mantle handed down.
Yeah.
So like there's probably
but
one.
But this
family,
one was called Porky.
He was called Porky, but Porky's dad, the Porky we know, his dad ain't called Porky, and we've been working on the assumption that he turned down the job.
He turned down the job, yeah.
But he wasn't called Porky, but he probably would have been Porky. Sorry, I'm doing the quotation marks again. I should probably make like some sort of noise. Whoop! Porky. That's my quotation mark noise. Yeah, so I'm not saying he's going to be Porky the Third, but it doesn't necessarily have to be into the billions.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm struggling with it. But
what
we did know is like we're pretty happy with the notion that this is definitely a different Porky.
Yes, yeah. This is definitely in the past.
The portal has opened.
But I'm not giving too much credence to that number.
No,
because it says BC, and it's like, well, how would they know? First of all, because it's the classic thing of if you found a coin marked 12 BC, how would you know it was fake? Because you wouldn't date BC. Yeah. So who's given that date? Does the portal go? I'll put a little placard up and just let them know when it was.
Well, I think the portal does. There's definitely a sentience behind it because there are like...
Yeah, but does it know that it's going back to or did it just open? Yeah. It did just open and the agencies
Something knows. Something's controlling it.
I'm thinking it's probably just the agencies just went, oh, fuck it, and they've just put up a thing. Oh, it looks old.
Do you think the agency has control of the portal?
I don't know if they've got control of it, but I reckon they can...
To an extent.
Yeah, I reckon they can interfere with it. They can put coordinates in
like a Stargate and they'll go somewhere.
Yeah, I reckon they can interfere with it in some way. Because that didn't feel... like the portal honed in on that.
It would go some way as to explaining why there's still title cards and things on episodes that aren't a story, that aren't a show.
Yeah, and then that's all, folks. The Porky and the drum. So all of that sort of stuff.
They've got some stock stuff.
Like it must be that the portal is opening. Like they must have found a way of kind of containing it, like the Stargate, and then they're able to kind of manipulate it in some way to either, make sure they've got the placards up.
So do they see what's through the portal, and they have about the time of that Warner Brothers bit with the music to decide what the episode's called, bung a placard up, and any other information you might need at the start.
Yeah, a
billion, trillion BC, bung it on.
Yeah, but I think that goes a long way to kind of explain why some of the episode titles don't really mean much in comparison to the episode.
Yeah, they're winging it.
Because they're taking a snapshot and going, fuck it, what we're calling it.
What's going to happen in the next 8 minutes?
Yeah, exactly. And, it's... the portal is obviously... There's obviously some sentience behind the portal, but I think the agency have some way of manipulating and controlling us, because they're able to show us certain things. They're able to open and close it to a certain degree at will. But I do think that it does pop open on occasion.
They're still learning how the control panel in front of it works.
Yeah.
So you reckon they maybe knew that they would get something old at this point, but they weren't ready for.
Yeah. So like with Stargate, obviously you've got like your coordination points and stuff like that. So possibly they've identified, okay, this point is a point in time, not a point in space.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh shit, that symbol's lit up. It's going to be a back in timey thing. But they don't know when because they haven't worked out.
You say it like it's like, oh no, it's going to be a holodeck episode, or
it's
a back in time one, guys.
Yeah,
back time was get ready.
Yeah, so get the time cards out. Prehistoric Porky, why not? So yeah.
So a couple of things we noticed about this Porky back in time. So because previously we've decided that evil is a genetic trait.
Yes.
Hereditary.
Yeah, as we see with Killer and Killer's Kid.
Yeah. But watching this, I think it's possible that a lot of things are hereditary traits, because Porky's penchant for cross-dressing came into things.
Yeah.
He had a sort of dom-sub relationship with some sort of... Diplodocus or Brachiosaurus. Which one did they get rid of? Diplodocus or Apatosaurus? I think they got rid of Diplodocus, didn't they?
It's
an Apatosaurus.
I honestly couldn't say.
I'm pretty sure they got rid of Diplodocus. They decided they were the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So they iced it.
Which was acting like the dog of the
Yeah.
time.
Oh,
it
yeah.
was massive.
Yeah,
and
it was
had
huge.
just its
Wagging
head
its big,
through a kennel.
Yeah, wagging its massive tail, causing some issues.
Which made it even more seem like a weird relationship. It's just just get your head in that box, pretend you're like a dog.
Yeah. Which is what I'm thinking, like, do dogs exist, or...
At this juncture, I don't think so, no.
No.
But it's a very Flintstone-esque setup they've got, where there's dinosaurs and saber-toothed tigers and people all knocking
all
about.
just getting about together, and he lives in a rock with a post box.
Yeah,
and that's another thing. Fiscal irresponsibility.
Yeah, that's passed down. Yeah. He tears his bills up.
Yeah, he's like, oh, bills.
So, these things have been passed down for a billion trillion years.
Yeah, potentially.
Or
less.
Or less.
It could be like 3 weeks. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. They're winging it.
Like, we know it's the past, but we don't know how far.
Yeah, for a long, long time.
So more things, more kind of personality quirks are hereditary than we've seen before. Yeah,
like there's a definite nature over nurture type thing going on. What else we noticed? There was a dragon. Saw a dragon.
Well, yeah. So there was a silhouette of a dragon sat on a tree. I mean, that's odd, but there again, I'm not surprised. No, because I'm fairly certain in later episodes we are going to see dragons.
Yeah, there's got to be dragons.
But there again, if you've got dinosaurs, they could be just dressing up dinosaurs to look like dragons.
And we know some dinosaurs make it.
Yeah.
Well, at least one.
It's possible they got out in that episode and went back in another episode.
It's the sound of a crime going on outside.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully not directly
Not right outside, not today.
But, since we're in this room, there's always crime going on outside.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah. Thanks. Well made. Yeah, so we know that dinosaurs either survived or got out of an episode and went into a later episode or earlier episode, and that became a later episode. But there is dinosaurs in the more modern ones.
Yeah, well, a dinosaur at least.
Yeah. So it's, stands true that they're probably going to be dragons.
Yeah. But yeah, it was mainly just interesting to see how similar Porky after Porky after Porky after Porky must have been.
Yeah, so, I mean, what that tells us, realistically, is that Porky is evolutionary perfect.
Yeah, everything else progresses.
And his genes stayed the same.
There was a lot of sentient animals back then as well.
There was.
Which suggests maybe an entire civilization rose and fell before the...
well, I mean, if even half of that date was correct, then there's plenty of time for that. Multiple civilizations could have, risen and fallen in that time.
Because the saber-toothed tiger had the notion of wholesale.
Yeah, and
he
time.
He understood that, and time.
Because he had a watch.
Yeah, that's the second time we've seen a cat roll up part of their skin to reveal human limbs.
And he also, when stepping through a puddle, lifted his skirt.
A lot, so maybe it's a cat thing.
Maybe it is a cat thing.
Cats in the Tooniverse,
their skin is a costume.
Yeah,
maybe cats don't exist. Maybe it's humans pretending to be toons, so they put on
so they could go and
so they can get into society.
This changes everything. We need some diagrams.
We do. We need diagrams. We need some sort of flow chart. But I mean, maybe it's not all cats, but maybe it's just that's the easiest one for humans to do.
Humans for some reason, yeah.
So maybe because I can't rule out the fact that cats exist in that world.
Yeah, and I'm not happy with and I know we're not going to jump ahead, but I'm not happy with the notion that Sylvester is secretly just a person. I'm not keen on that. But at this juncture, I'm happy to accept that a lot of cats are people in cat costumes.
Yeah, which is probably why that cat could get him wholesale, because
Because
he knows where he gets them
he
from.
knows where to get
He
a
probably
suit.
trades in them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that explains that little bit right
Yeah,
there.
because Porky was trying to get a new suit. He went hunting. That's another thing he
Oh,
does,
yeah.
but then that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, to go hunting to get himself a new suit because whatever Caveman Vogue or whatever said you need a bear skin to go down the beach.
Which is odd because he said bearskin and then he went after a saber-tooth.
He went over
tiger.
a little spotty cat,
Not a bear.
not a bear, but he said it was a nice sporty number.
He did say it was a nice sporty number.
And then he came.
So maybe bearsuit is just the name of the outfit. It doesn't
Maybe
matter
he
what it's
just
made
that just said to him, "Oh, I need a new suit."
Yeah.
Because his was all patched up.
Well, it just looked like he had that Long John's butt
Yeah, he
flap.
had that, but it had a patch on it.
It
as
did
well,
have a patch on it.
Which
What's he been up to get a patch needed
exactly.
there?
Exactly. I don't know.
Don't he's had worms and he's scooted around the carpet like a dog.
Maybe.
Oh, he's not that advanced, is he?
But yeah, so Porky has been an entity in the Tooniverse for a lot longer than I think either of us expected. I think that's
definitely
the take home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably about all we've got time for this week.
Looks like it.
So we'll join you all next week to start off with an Elmer episode. It's been a Porky heavy episode, which to be fair hasn't been the case for a while. So it's been a very Porky heavy episode.
It's been nice to get back to our roots.
Nice to see him. But yeah, we'll see you all next week.
Yeah, we will.
We won't see you, but you'll hear us.
Yeah, you'll hear us next week, and you can always send us a message on Twitter. You can get in contact on Facebook. We can see your actions.
Yeah, so we are at TSJ Community on Twitter. If you want to chuck us a line,
send us a message.
Yeah, if you think we're just way off on any of these things, then do tell us.
I mean, we might be.
Oh, I think it's incredibly likely that we are.
Yeah, but it's nice to hear what other people think.
Yeah. Or you can email us at thespacejamcontinuum@gmail.com.
That is exactly correct. Well done.
That's the first time I've remembered it.
Yeah, how often do you email yourself?
Well, quite often, actually.
How often do you email the Space Jam Continuum?
0 times.
There we go. So it's understandable.
Fair enough. But maybe you guys could start filling that inbox up.
Yeah.
With the kind of shite we talk every week.
Yeah, no, that'd be good. I'd like that a lot.
But until then,
yeah,
we'll
that's us out.